Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Llama, and today you're joining me for episode 2 of our 10,000 gold before Wrath of the Lich King releases challenge. And in our last episode, we established the rules of what we were aiming to do, as well as also making a quick start on how we were going to go about doing it, showing you some of the initial farms that I've put out in order to be able to get just a little bit of gold on the board. So now let's follow up with what I've done since then. Now, before I start talking about what I have done, it's worth to mention that I haven't actually played an awful lot since the last time that you saw one of these releases, but I do like to keep these releases fairly regular for you so you can get an understanding of the real time that passes between episodes. However, it is worth mentioning that on this occasion I just didn't manage to play an awful lot. It's been Easter and I've been working and I've had other priorities, but I have managed to get a little bit done. So first thing you're going to be seeing on screen right now is going to be that I went to Legion Hold on my Rogue, and while it was incredibly busy, these mobs are on a hyperspawn, so I was able to farm them fairly efficiently on my Rogue, not really having much in the way of downtime, and just sort of working my way around mass killing all of these orcs. Now, what you're really hoping for here is going to be in the forms of fell armaments, which have a decent market value, but while you're collecting those fell armaments, you will also find that you get marks of Sargeras, which are also going to be used by the same people who are looking for the fell armaments for upping their reputation, which sell decently well, and you'll get large amounts of them. I also found myself getting quite a lot of greens that, because I was on my Rogue, I was able to instantly disenchant, which was nice, as well as also getting an awful lot of cloth that you will see us using later on when we get to the crafting section of this video. Beyond that, I wasn't really able to get a great deal in terms of items in my bag that are worth a lot, with the exception of actually the greys that I got here selling for a lot more than I expected while doing this farm. And all in all, I was incredibly happy with this farm, so there's a good chance that I'll be coming back here again. If absolutely nothing else, the sheer raw gold that I got while I was here, which, to be fair, I did about 45-50 minutes farming here simply because it was a time period that I had while doing other things, and this is a farm I felt I could do fairly brainlessly. And during that, I was able to get about 8 gold simply in raw gold from these mobs, which is pretty decent if you ask me, even if I weren't to be able to get all of the very other valuable things that are potentially available here. Now, while that was exclusively the only strictly gold farm I did since last episode, like I alluded to in the previous episode, the reason that this challenge is going to be so difficult is because I have a lot of other goals that I'm trying to achieve before Wrath of the Lich King at the same time, including leveling up some other characters, including my Shaman, which I was able to get a couple of levels on last night as well as also using him to make a little bit of money on the side while I was leveling. Obviously, I'm never going to make the money on a low-level character that I can on a high-level one, but it is worth noting that I am doing mining and skinning currently, although that is something that I am looking to change with a view to setting up my professions for Wrath of the Lich King. So I was actually curious as to whether I should go to leatherworking or whether I should make this character a jewel crafter and pair it with the already leveled appropriate gathering profession. So while at the minute I have both and I'm using it to make gold for this challenge while I level this character, I am interested in seeing what you guys think I should do, so let me know down in the comments below which profession you think I should go for, jewel crafting or leatherworking, and whether you think I should make that change sooner rather than later so I can be leveling it up while I level the character and potentially make a little bit of gold out of it. I don't think there's an awful lot of gold either way to be made during the leveling of the professions, because obviously if there were, then everyone who's leveling the profession would be able to make that gold. It would swamp the market. But maybe you guys know of a few hidden gems that I don't, and by all means feel free to share them down below. Now, the final thing that I was able to do on this particular episode is going to be a ridiculous amount of crafting. Now, honestly, I'm not going to go through every single item that I crafted in this section of the video because we will cover it towards the end of the video when we do our recap, but just take a look at this TSM task list for just what I'm crafting with tailoring, as well as also having a similar looking one for when we do our crafting with engineering, and also throwing in a few bits in there with alchemy and our mining as well. Simply smelting some ores is actually going to make us quite a bit of profit as well. So without further ado, we'll get on to looking at what we crafted when we do our auction house review for the end of the episode. Okay, so you join me now the auction house for our review section of where we've got to in the last little while with our gold farming. And let's have a look at the auction house and see what it is we've got up for sale. So we've got some bolts of netherweave coming on in that we crafted with our tailor. As we move down, we have a few leftover pieces of materials that when we were buying up cheap mats for doing our crafting, it came in numbers that weren't ideal for us, so we sold a few of the extras off. Some flasks, you can see here a lot of marks of Sargeras and some fell armaments that we got doing our farm on our rogue in Shadow Moon Valley that you've seen. Moving on down, we have a lot of really rubbish materials, but we're trying to get something from that we got while we were leveling our shaman that you'll have seen already at this point as well. A few more flasks. We've still got our design for Luminous Noble Topaz that we got just before this episode. We got that in our previous episode's farming. We keep on going down. We have some more slightly higher value rubbish that we got, like 1 gold for our lesser moonstones. Moving on to some leathers compared to the linen cloths that are worth literally nothing. I might have to look at whether those are worth selling or not. Moving on down, we have some of our crafted items now. So our black mage weave boots and our netherweave bag, which not only are selling for 10 and 6 gold respectively, but they're also got really good profit margins as well. We did a lot of crafting in this episode. We've got our bolts of mage weave and bolts of netherweave. We've got quite a lot of bolts of various different kinds. Simply transforming cloth into bolts is quite often a really good way of making money. It doesn't always sell as quick as you might think, but I don't mind doing this because basically it's time intensive, but you click craft all and you walk away and you come back and it's done. And even if you don't sell it and make the big profit margin straight off the bat, you are usually able to transform it into something else with your crafting professions as well in order to be able to make a profit off of it. We've got some Dreamweave on here. Anyone who remembers our previous series, the 7,000 gold before TBC, will remember that a lot of our gold came from the form of Dreamweave. Got some more fell armaments. We've got some fell iron bombs that we crafted as well. They are a really high price on my realm. It's a bit of an experiment. I don't know how well they're going to do, but they are something that we crafted that has got a really high profit margin, so here's hoping. As well as also our Arcanite bar that we crafted there as well. And then we do have a few relatively low level flasks that we made as well. These had decent profit margins on them, as well as also the potential to craft extras, which is something that I always like. Anything for free is a good way of making money. And finally, we have some hardened adamantite bars down at the bottom here, and some spider silk boots that we were able to craft. For a total value currently on the auction house of 1,800 gold, which is really not that bad at all. When we look up in our top left at our Titan panel up here, as you can see, we are at 3,075 gold in liquid cash, which is obviously less than we had previously, but as you saw, we had an awful lot up on the auction house. And now looking at our mailbox, we've also got 254 gold waiting for us in here. We'll have a quick look before we collect. Greater Panara essences that we got from disenchanting some of the things that we crafted, as well as also from the greens that we had dropped when we were farming on our rogue. We've already sold multiple netherweave bags, which had a decent profit margin on them as well, so we'll have to take a look at restocking them. 3 flasks of Binding Light. Some more bags. Seriously, bags are just such a great way of making gold. As long as there's a profit margin on them for you, they are a fantastic return all of the time for everybody. Everybody needs bags. Simple as that. So we'll collect our gold right now. And then we will see where we're sitting at liquid gold right now. So we're at 3,330. And then when we consider that we also have 1,800 up on the auction house as well, you're now looking at a net worth over 5,000 gold, which I think is utterly fantastic. At the time of recording, I'm not currently editing. I am recording this live while playing the game. But I'm sure up on the screen for you now, I will have ran the numbers and shown you just where we stand in terms of a breakdown of our gold, our auction house value, as well as comparing it to last episode. But for now, guys, that's going to about wrap it up for me. I do hope you enjoyed the episode and consider subscribing for the next one. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. Later.